Hello, I'm Evan Joffred, and in this bass lesson we're going to learn Dazed and Confused by Led Zeppelin. John Paul Jones uses a bass pick, so I'm going to be using a pick, even though you can use your fingers if you prefer. The intro starts with bass. The first thing you're going to hear is an open E string. Then we have the 10th fret on the A string, 9, 8, and then 7, open E string again, A string, 5, 4, 3, and 2. You're going to play that over and over again during the verse. It continues that same melody, it's just a little bit heavier. Okay, and then when you end on the 2, this is where the bridge section is going to start, a little bit more complicated. Really cool section. So you're going to hit the 2nd fret on the A string 3 times. Then we have a hammer-on the D string 2 to 4. Then 2 to 4 on the G string. Then back to 2 to 4 on the D string. Those are all hammer-ons. So we got 2nd fret on the A string 3 times, D string hammer on 2 to 4, G string hammer on 2 to 4, and then D string hammer on 2 to 4 again. Two main sections. Then they have that cool breakdown trippy part with the weird guitar effects. The bass is doing a lot of improvisation stuff during that, switching between different notes, but the basic idea is this kind of thing. You can kind of just jam on that type of an idea, type of a melody. So we have the D string 5, hits it 3 times, and then 1 time on the A string 7. Then you're going to do 7 on the D string, and then 7 on A. 9 on the D string, and then 7 on A, and then 5 on the A string, and then 7 on A. Different improv stuff on that, but that's the basic concept of the bass line. And then we have this cool little things like that going on. So that's 7 on A, 9 on D, 9 on G, and then backwards. It's like kind of like a power chord on the bass, starting from the 7th fret of A. You kind of just jam on that. Section. Then it starts to build back up, get stronger. During that, the bass actually starts the groove after that trippy part. It's gonna jump into this kind of a thing where he's doing a lot of hammer-ons and a little bit of a pull-off. So what you do is you start on the 5th fret of the E string, hammer on 5 to 7. You do the same thing on the A string, same thing on the D string, And then from there you're going to do 5 on D, and it kind of pulls off to the 7th fret of the A string, to the A string. That's the idea of it. So we got hammer on 5 to 7 on E, hammer on 5 to 7 on A, hammer on 5 to 7 on D, and then 5 on D, pull off into the 7 on the A string. Okay, so the whole thing would be. Okay. The second round he changes the end of it, but the first part's the same. It's gonna go. What he's doing is just taking out that last note. So at the end of the phrase, it would just be hammer on from 5 to 7 on D, and then just 5. Okay, so we got the first one. Hammer on 5 to 7 on E, 5 to 7 on A, 5 to 7 on D, 5 on D, pull off onto the A string of 7. Second time, same thing on the first part. Hammer on 5 to 7 on E, 5 to 7 on A, 5 to 7 on D, and then just 5 on D. Put that all together. Really cool little build-up part there. The bass really drives that part as well. Okay, then we got this cool other section that's going to kind of build up as well, where the power chords come in on the guitar and the bass is kind of just keeping the root notes behind Jimmy Page. And that's going to be this. Okay, so that's going to be 7 on A, 5 on A, 5 on E, 7 on A, and 3 on E. Okay. So I'm just kind of going to go through the parts one by one here. So we got the verse and chorus. Section, bridge, chorus, whatever you want to call it, but that's technically the bridge. It's going to be this part. Okay, then we got that trippy part. Cool build with the hammer-ons and the pull-offs. And from there the build off out of the guitar solo. Kind of just builds back into that bridge section. And then resolving back to the main section. Those are all the bass parts for Dazed and Confused. Really fun bass line, classic rock, really well-known Led Zeppelin tune, and the bass is a very strong part in that song. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more classic rock songs coming soon.